In 1979, the movie Alien burst onto the silver screen. Not only did it become a critical success, but it spawned the first horror film creature to become a pop culture icon since the golden age of monster movies. That killing machine has never been more popular. And now, you'll get to live out the horror firsthand with Aliens, a new game from Mindscape. We got a hold of manager Manny Granillo for some insider details about the upcoming Monster Mash. The situation at the start of Aliens should be familiar to fans of the movies. You are in control of a group of 4 terraformers returning from a job. On your way back to Earth, your stasis is interrupted by a distress call. A human colony is being attacked by a swarm of aliens. Casualties are extreme. Casting better judgment aside, you touch down to investigate and evacuate any survivors, and then it's party time. Mindscape's game, being developed by Cryo, doesn't strive to be a 4th Alien movie for the PC. It takes much of its inspiration from the graphic novels by Dark Horse Comics. To give the game the right look, comic book style character art was layered over 3D models.
We took everything from the Aliens universe from Dark Horse Comics, created a unique storyline based on that universe, created a full 3D world, all in SVGA, and in a very unique twist, contracted the artist who worked on the actual comic books and had him draw the characters so that we can place them inside a 3D world. And what we did, it was very unique, is that we took the character drawings and overlaid them on a 3D body mesh so that it'll give so when we do the 3D, the shadows and everything like that will look great. So we're giving some depth to the 2D characters by bringing them to life.
Aliens is a graphic adventure that will feature lots of exploration and a good deal of puzzle solving. To add a cinematic touch to the story, your perspective will change as the action unfolds. This will produce a more dramatic effect than the simpler camera angle switches in games like Alone in the Dark.
There's 3 different modes in the game. There's when you play in the game, there's a third-person view where you see your character and then your environment in a very cinematic way. And then we cut to, when you do certain things, we cut to a first-person view so you can actually see yourself doing things. And when we go into either a combat situation or one of the characters is about to get butchered, we go into a third-person isometric view, kind of like XCOM, but in SVGA and in real time.
The entire game will be rendered in SVGA. The 8 artists working on the project have been pushing their herd of Pentiums to their absolute limits to produce some of the best 3D studio artwork and animation ever seen. The atmosphere is reminiscent of the first Alien movie, with lots of foreboding dark areas and sudden eruptions of violence. Aliens may not be for the weak of heart, but anyone up for a good scare will quickly find themselves fused to their monitors. One thing this game does, which is more in line with the Dark Horse works than the movies, is fill you in on some of the history of this mysterious and terrifying life form. One of your crew comes in telepathic contact with an alien and makes a startling discovery.
They're part of a large race, and they're just like one branch of the race that is being hunted by an even more powerful alien from their own race, just a more powerful one. And they're almost to extinction, and that's why they need to procreate, and that's why they need host bodies, so that they can create more of their species. As far as their particular species is dying out, because they're being hunted, and they're the last of the remnants of this species. And they tell you that they sense dominant species approaching.
With Aliens, Mindscape is endeavoring to produce a game with a unique look and feel, but at the same time, they don't want to alienate current adventure gamers. What you'll see is a semi-traditional adventure game with a touch of real-time.
You have a screen, there's hotspots, click on them, you say go to, look at, that kind of stuff. Use item, look at item, that kind of thing. And that kind of inventory management. But if you delay too long, there is a timer that's kind of like a real time that, kind of eggs you on. Because if you delay too long, bad things start to happen to your ship. It allows you to explore, but we kind of keep the pressure on.
Alien looks like it's shaping up to be the type of game that science fiction and horror buffs dream of. A new approach to one of the silver screen's most popular monsters, with eye-popping, chest-burning animation to burn out your salivary glands. Think you're tough enough to handle the most destructive creature known to mankind? Dust off your pulse rifle and get ready for the ultimate xenophobic adventure coming to your part of the galaxy in September.